Hey guys, it's Dr. Erica, and I wanted to go over our TinkerCad that we looked at in Zoom today. So if you had joined us in Zoom, we worked on starting some pencil toppers, and we used a program called TinkerCad, which is really friendly for learners of 3D modeling. So what you'll do is you'll have to sign in, you'll have to make your own account. I don't currently have a class set up, so if you want that, you can comment on the Patreon page, and if we have enough people who want it, I can look into how to make that happen. For right now, you can just sign in. You give it an email and a username with a password, and you'll get your own credentials to sign in. And when you sign in, it's going to bring you to a little dashboard, and it'll have all the different things that you have been making or all the projects that you're working on. And so if you need to, you would create a new design by just clicking on that create a new design, and you can go up here, and when you click on this awesomely crazy name that it gives you, you can just rename it whatever you want. So today we're going to make a pencil topper. It's going to be Dr. Erica's project. And a couple things about how to use this work plane. If I click on my right click on my mouse and I hold it down, I can actually move my mouse around to see different parts of the work plane, which is nice. If I want to zoom in or out, there's a couple ways. I can either use this positive, negative button over here, or I could sort of, on a mouse pad, I can use two fingers and scroll up to zoom in or scroll down to zoom out. And if you want to go sort of to a generic spot, you just press the home. You can also use this if you want. It changes the plane for you. If you want to look at certain things in a certain way, you can use this to change your view. And then over on the right hand side is where we have a lot of the basic shapes that we'll be hanging out in TinkerCad. And these are all shapes that you can use. They're pre-built for you, and you can add them or subtract them to make your overall shape. So we're going to make a pencil topper, and that means we need something to go around the pencil. So I'm going to choose a cylinder, and to do that I just click on it over here, and I will pull it out with my mouse. I don't actually have to click and pull, it'll just pull out naturally. And if I want to change the size of this, I can either click on one of these and just drag it around like that, or I can be more precise if I know exactly what I want. And we had discussed in class today that we wanted it to be 12 millimeters. So I can highlight that 35 and write 12 millimeters, and then I want it to be 12 millimeters in both directions, like that. And I can also make it taller or shorter by clicking this one on the top, and then I can drag it up or down for however tall or short I want it. So this is the piece that's going to go over my pencil, but you'll notice I don't have a spot that actually will fit over the top of the pencil right now. And to do that, I need to make like a hole that's going to sort of go in the bottom part of it. So you can either, these two right here at the top, the box and the cylinder that are sort of shaded, those are already as holes. So you could either click on it and bring it out and it'll come out as a hole, or any of these shapes can become a hole. If you click on it and you bring it out, this menu comes up, and you can actually choose for it to be either a hole or a solid at that time. So you can do either of those things that you want, whichever one is easier for you. So I'm going to change our little view right there. And we are going to make this one 7 millimeters because we looked up together the diameter of a pencil and we found that it was 6 millimeters in diameter. So 7 millimeters when we print it should give us enough clearance to get over that pencil. And I don't want it to go as tall as this orange one because I don't want the hole to go all the way through. I want there to be a top piece. So now I need to get these guys lined up, and I want them to be centered. So what I will do is I'll actually click and highlight both of them. And up here I have a menu, and I can group things together, or I can align things, or I can make a mirror image of them. And this one that looks kind of like the group is actually the ungroup. So you can group something together, or you can ungroup it. But right now I want to align something, and when I hit the align button, I have all these little black dots that come up. And if I hover over a black dot, it'll actually show me sort of what it's going to look like, where it's going to put the pieces so that they align. And I want this hole to be centered inside of this orange guy. So I'm going to click on the center line for both of them, and you'll notice it sort of went away, But if I right click and I sort of scroll this way, I can see that it's still there. It's just, it doesn't really look like a hole. And what I can do is I can click and drag and highlight both of them again. And if I group them together, now it looks very much like a hole. So that's where my pencil is going to go. And I need to think about what I want to do on the top. So I can choose any of these fun little characters, and maybe I'll choose the heart to go on it. And maybe I will also write a word on that heart, or maybe I'll put my initials on that heart. So to get the text, I will just click on it and I'll drag it out. And it comes up with its own menu. And right now it says text, but I want it to say something else. Maybe I want to say, I'll put Dr. E on it. And there's a lot of options that you can play with. So when you click on it, it brings up all these options. You can change the font. There's a few fonts in here that you can use. You can change how tall it is, which we don't need it to be super tall. The bevel will change sort of how fat those letters are. So I want to be nice and thick. And the segments will change how much of these, like how right those angles will be, how sharp the corners will be. So you can change the segments to make it sort of like a nice, pretty smooth finish. All right, so now if I right click and I sort of scroll this way, I can see my thing better. This is obviously, my Dr. E is too big to fit on my heart. And this would be huge if I left it this size to be on a pencil topper. So I'll click on it, and I could either click on a corner and then go and change these numbers if I knew exactly how big I wanted it, or I could just click on it and I could just drag it, and I can make it skinny or I can make it short. I can sort of do what I want with that. And now I can either grab it and drag it, or I can use my arrow keys on my keyboard to do that. And I'm noticing that, ooh, it's a little bit too big still, so I need my Dr. E to be a little bit smaller. And let's see, we want it to be centered on the heart. I mean, maybe you don't mind things being off-center, and that's totally cool if you don't, but I like things centered. So I'm gonna hit the align button, and then I want it centered on the heart this way. And I don't know if I care if it's centered up and down, because I kind of want the Dr. E to be able to fit on there. And it looks, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with that. So now what I want to do is I'm going to make this heart and the Dr. E, I'm going to select both of them, and I am going to group that together, which is going to be handy. It'll turn the same color when it's grouped together, which is how I know that it's going to be grouped. And I don't want my Dr. E to be like flat on top. I want it to sort of face us. And to do that, I need to rotate it. And you can see these three little sets of arrows, and they rotate in different planes. So this one rotates up and down, and this one sort of rotates side to side, and then this one rotates, I don't know, twisty, around and around, maybe it's a good word for that. So I'm going to bring it up and down, and you could have it end up at an angle if you want. That's totally fine. So now I need to get this on top of my orange pencil topper. To do that, I need to lift it up. And to do that on a Mac or on a PC, I don't actually know how to do this on a Mac, but you want to use Control and then the up arrow on a PC. And each time you press the up arrow, it will change it for you. And then I can move this guy around to where I want it to be. And I can sort of take a look around and make sure this is how I want it. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to highlight everything and make sure that it's centered. So I'm going to center that together, and maybe I'll center it forwards and backwards. Ooh, actually, I don't know if I like it centered forwards and backwards. Maybe I'll bring this a little bit forward so that the Dr. E is all the way on there. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. So when I want to go and print it, what I want to do is I want to select everything that's going to go together, and I am going to group it together. And one thing to know is if you do ever make a mistake, you can always undo it. You can use Control-Z, or you can use these little arrows up here that will undo things for you. And then if you're like, oops, I didn't mean to undo that, you can redo it, just like that. So we're all grouped together, we're ready to go. All we need to do is figure out how to 3D print this. And to do that, you need what's called a .stl file. So this will generate it for you. You just go up to export and it says download or 3D print. If you don't have a 3D printer at home, you can click on the 3D print and it has like all different things that I think you can go to. These guys will print them for you. So you send it to them and they'll print it and mail it to you, which is pretty cool. Or you can download the file that you need to print with. So you download the .stl file and it'll bring up sort of a where do you want to save it at. And you just click save. And this is what you would use in a different program to slice it or to send to a 3D printer. Or if you're on Bainbridge, you can send it to me and I can get it printed for you. And then when I open this up into a 3D printing file, it'll open up just like that and it'll slice it up and tell me, like, you know, what do I have to do for each level to make it good to go. So that is our first project in TinkerCad. I'm really excited. I would love for you guys to give it a try this weekend. You can comment with questions that you might have so we can make sure everybody who wants to be doing some TinkerCad modeling gets that experience, because next week we're doing a lot of gardening and we are going to make our own awesome little 3D printed planters. So now's a great time to get started on this, to learn the moves. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great evening.